That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
It's because you were ungrateful!
On the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended. And
I'm offended.
I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
You'll have to. I don't have a Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
I mean, I'm happy. I got to jump.
Still with me. Why don't we just reset the game?
Don't you dare.
We'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is
We really got to work on consent.
No frills, no gimmicks.
I don't want to.
Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Just
what
ask
do you
for...
say, friend?
Okay. He asked my permission that time. I'll give it to him. Where are we? This isn't our office. Narrator? Hey. Hey. Hey, where are we? Sir? Where'd you go?
Stanley, come over here.
Are you in the vent?
The vent. I want to show you something.
What are you doing in the vent? What are you... Surely I can't... Oh, I can go in the vent. Just stay there a second. Okay, alright. No, I don't wanna go in the vent.
Oh. You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
You gonna call me a dork? I don't like the fact that you were gonna call me a dork. That's rude. That's rude.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop you fucking lying.
I don't know if I want to go back in the office though. Okay, show me the surprise. But don't call me a dork next time. What is it? What have you been doing in here? Why are you hiding in the vent, goofball? Vent.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
No,
well,
I liked it.
About the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Okay.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Okay.
Just our little secret.
Ooh.
Take a look.
Hanley, this is beautiful. Oh, narrator, you worked so hard on this. Wow, this is lovely.
I call it the Memory Zone.
Wow.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Wow.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
You know, I can't jump though. It doesn't have jumping, but this is really great. This is really great. Wow, you worked so hard on this. I don't understand why there's a phone outside, narrator. That doesn't really add up, but this is really pretty. You worked so hard on this.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
No,
Remember back in
stop
October
it.
of 2013 when the game originally launched?
I do.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh,
I loved the release of the game. Oh, it was one of my favorites. Oh, this is so cute. Ooh, spooky. I loved this game. Oh, this is so cute. Look at you. Oh, narrator, you worked so hard on this. This is lovely. Oh, I don't. Wow. Wow. This is cute. I fucking love this. Oh! Why is this so cute? Okay, well, this is kind of creepy.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. Well, it was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Oh, buddy.
A lifeless husk.
Oh, buddy.
With an hour of new elevator content.
No, the jumps are great, buddy. The jumps are great. We love the jumps. Buddy. Pal, look at what you made. You made a whole this. This is great, buddy. Buddy, look at this. You work so hard. Oh, this is great, though. Oh, wow. Whoa. Buddy, this is fantastic. I don't want those doors to close. I'm so scared to walk anywhere. What is this? Oh, this is the main. We don't want to go in the maintenance closet. Of course not. No maintenance closet. Like, this is fantastic. You clearly worked so hard on this. We love this. Look at this room. This is fantastic. You got the doors up there. Oh, this is fantastic. Smileys. You even put the boxes in front of the door. Where's the baby game? Give us the baby game.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games.
I love that they're just gassing themselves up.
Some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
It's great though. Buddy. Is he mad? Is he a little salty that they touched the game? Didn't want to be touched? Did they rub him the wrong way? A little more goofiness? No. Surely not. You were doing so good. It just brings more people back into the game.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
From dozing off. That caused it. Welcome back, Fred.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Ooh.
What's this? What's down here?
It's your maintenance closet, bro. You even got a soda pop machine. Ooh. This...
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being collected down here.
Steam reviews.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Well. It is the internet, buddy. Oh! Please tell me they. Oh, they called somebody out!
To play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
They literally called someone out!
Funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I really hope that's a real person, and I hope they called out their review, because if so, that'd be fucking hilarious. Nice outfit today. Well, thank you, because I said...
FBI, open up!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I said that if I got the biddy goal, I would wear the bunny onesie. I kept my promise. Kept my promise. That's laundry money. Oh, we need it. Nightmare puked on my blanket. She's acting super strange. She has been super cuddly recently, which she's a cuddly cat, but she's not that cuddly. She's been like laying on my face and arm and chest and everything all the time, so I think I might take her back to the vet. She's getting sick a lot. I don't know. Making me nervous. These are blurred out. I wonder if that really was a real person. I mean, I'm assuming they can do that. What is this one? A recommended one.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Another one.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy.
No,
Honestly,
narrator.
You can. Oh, goodness.
Oh, you're good.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse.
Oh, you're fine. You're good. You're good, narrator.
You know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Landing your chest, kneeling with very sharp claws.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Imagine calling these people out for their shit reviews. And then taking their reviews and putting it back into the game. What a badass move. Oh my god. I love it. Beautiful. Give Hypnos head pats for me. I love that. Reviews, reviews. This is such a dreary looking area.
To get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Landing your chest, kneeling with very sharp claws. God. This is such a dreary looking area. Let's go. Ooh, another one. Another one.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Ooh.
I wish there was a skip button.
Oh, buddy!
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Aww.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Are they just... Oh.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you,
I
with
feel
just
so
the push of
bad.
a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a
I
game
think it's
for
smart
the
as fuck.
people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah,
I don't
blah,
want to
blah,
skip
blah,
him.
blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went
Can you
on for
imagine
nearly 10,000
being
years.
the person
until
who wrote
just
that
yesterday,
review,
here and there,
them
forward
putting
and
the
back,
button in the
never a
game,
moment
and then
before lunchtime.
coming in here and like
It's the
staring at the
only thing there
button,
is. How many billions left
listening
until
to
so
this,
much more
wondering
than
if he's
forever
gonna talk
ago,
shit
which
about
is
you.
why I say the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
I think
blah,
eventually
blah,
I
blah,
have to
blah,
skip
blah.
him.
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no,
Yeah, I think he
until
just repeats it.
245, that the...
I think
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe a manifesto.
What if I hit it again?
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Yeah.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
That's a lot.
Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
Okay.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently.
Okay.
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Oh, God.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise. He's gotta get tired, right?
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
He's gotta.
Manifesto.
There's no way.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
I'm a patient person.
Treatise, manifesto.
But with something like this,
Manifesto. Treatise.
I mean, they could loop his voice.
Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise.
I'm gonna skip it.
Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yeah,
But
some of the
that's
things in this game
power
can
of the
literally
button.
take like
The minute
hours.
I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
He did
To
call
be
him
honest,
out.
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new
That's
technology
funny.
at work, Surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time.
I thought you didn't like the Ultra Deluxe version, narrator.
This expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media.
Are we fixing it now? Do you like it now?
It's true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment.
I think you're putting a lot of hope in the internet to say some fancy shit like this.
And you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune.
Wow.
A privilege. A joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review.
I wonder how long it took them to write that.
It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. Well, I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful.
No.
I have to experience this.
No.
Just...
I'm not going to give you that.
Welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Jesus Christ.
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
What?
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
You take my door?
I'm quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
You took my door.
I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window
ceiling,
or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was.
I mean, yeah.
Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
I don't think that's how it works.
Possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please.
I really want to press it.
Please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it?
Oh, that's gonna be really hard.
Good. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna give him 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, narrator. I said a number.
Stanley!
I'm sorry.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
I'm sorry.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of
I
those
know,
walls
elevator music.
1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
I gave you a time limit.
I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't
because you put the button in.
Negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But
I don't know, narrator.
I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
This is so deep!
Such an impulse serve. For whose benefit is this?
I don't know.
Here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
Narrator!
It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it.
I want to hit the button, but this is so sad.
Leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship.
Yeah.
Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's...
Okay.
Oh, Stanley.
I'm sorry.
You're back. You're back.
You killed the plant.
Goodness.
I killed the plant.
I have someone to talk to again.
Oh.
Stanley,
It's so dark in
it's
here.
been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Oh.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not
The
a
plant's
single
dead.
person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Yeah.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close.
I'm gonna have to take out my
because
contact.
I know you can't hear me
Killing
once
me.
you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me.
What if
Because
I hit
maybe,
it again?
Stanley,
God, I just really love pressing the button.
Oh, hello.
Sorry.
It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
No.
Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
Optos,
there
thank
is
you for
only
this
regret.
game!
There is only
How
the
are you,
turning
Sweet
wheel of
Bean?
missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
Goodness.
All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly.
We broke the
calmly,
clock.
with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it, I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events...
Welcome to the unskippable room, I know. I feel bad. Button's back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's gonna be mad. Dude, Cookie 9 must be losing his fucking mind right now. Or their mind. Poor Cookie 9. Poor Cookie 9. Hit it again. Ow, that's so loud. Oh, I hate it. Ow! I can't skip it! Ow! Ow!
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart
the
words that they
narrator.
are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But
The fact that they put this in an unskippable room, so you have to sit here and listen to this.
Demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken,
to listen to this.
It simply has to happen.
You had to buy this.
The most immediate desires.
Hell
every
yeah.
single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives.
Yeah.
It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people. Because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing.
Yeah.
Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves.
Yeah.
We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves.
Okay.
I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something.
Okay.
Maybe they were just jealous of me.
If you tell it.
Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said
It
about
does,
me.
narrator. You speak your
Perhaps
truth.
the state of their psychological being was in such tatters.
Let's go this way.
And my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down.
Yeah.
This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny.
Yeah.
That it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor.
Yeah.
That it amused them endlessly from start to finish.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny.
It was never meant to
have
be
a point.
funny.
It was meant to speak to the human condition.
Yeah.
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough.
Entertain us. Tell us, narrator. That was a good one. I liked that one. All right, narrator. What's the next one? Like I said, the fact he put this in an unskippable room to get on his soapbox, I fucking love him. And they made him pay for it. And he fucking dragged Cookie 9. This is funny as shit. Come on, narrator. I'm still here. Give me the tea. You're gonna press that button again? You're not gonna talk to me anymore, huh? You got it all out? Are you just vibing? Huh? You just vibing? You gonna vibe? Okay.
The end is never the end, is
Never the end, is never the end.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
You're right.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like that. Good old ASMR. Go check it out. What's that leak? Buddy, I wish I could fix that for you. That does not seem good. Oh, buddy. I told you it didn't seem good. We should have fixed it. We should have fixed it. I mean, there's a hole now, I guess. Fuck. Let's keep going. That is some great graphics, I'm just saying. That looks great. Especially for this game. Look at this. This looks terrible, though. I don't know how to get up there. Look, we broke our ladder. Terrible. He's got great messages. I love it. He makes good points. I really hope people sit down and listen to the fucking points he makes. He makes solid ass points. Ooh! I love this! I love this. It's beautiful. I know this is your favorite game, Obtuse. You must have lost your fucking mind when they had a deluxe version come out. But that just made your day, your decade even. This is so beautiful. Relaxing. I want more overgrowth. Why? Why did it all die? Oh, was I too greedy? I was too greedy, huh? I was too greedy. I wanted more. Should have just let it naturally progress. Some ghosty shit. Nope. 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 Are we sideways? The fuck? Outside! I don't know where we're going. Just into nowhere. We're just walking. What? Back at the office.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It is very bright. What is happening? Ba-dum bum, ba-dum bum, bum bum. New content. Oh, how can we?
Good. You notice my
Yeah,
side.
how can I?
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Do you make even newer content? Come on, narrator, let's go. How could I give up the new content? Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, back at the elevator, okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable
Okay.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
I still hold out the fact
original
that I
Stanley
really like the
Parable was
jumping.
a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
I don't
Which
like
is
the dark.
why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll
I mean,
cover
I still
with a
can't
fully
jump.
fledged sequel. An entirely new experience,
fancy
built from the
looking.
ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans
the
have
sequel. I
truly
mean, this
been
is-
asking for.
It's fancy looking, narrator, but I still can't jump, and that's...
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe. What
Ultra
does it
Deluxe
even
was so
mean?
nice sounding.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
I
It
do like the
screams
design.
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Glass doors! Narrator, you're a good designer. Look at the bird. Meeting at 2 p.m. 2. But this is great. New content is out. New content part 2 is out. Old and busted. New hotness. Cool red section on the chart. They're back. 2 doors. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 1 is... Haha, I see. Alright. Bug. Honestly, this design is fucking fantastic. But he's taken out the blue. I can't turn off the laptop. The fern! The important fern! He's put 2 of them.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
I know,
But
but
let's
it's
take a
fancy
look at some
looking.
of the features I've been developing for it.
Okay.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out.
For
Game
sure.
development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah, for sure. Half-Life 2. Doom 2. Dark Souls 2. Okay, Aladdin 2. Portal 2. Okay, but what are you gonna do for 3? A lot of those games don't have a 3. You're confirming them. What a lovely office. Stand by it. Valued investors. Wow, this is nice. This is great. A little Netflixy, but very nice. Sort of TED Talky, but very, very nice. I love it. Wow.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
You worked hard on this. Prime opportunity to put the ferns here. You didn't do that, but it's okay. A merch section. This t-shirt is the best new feature. I wish I could see me wearing one of these t-shirts. A mirror, maybe. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Oh. Where?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
It's fantastic.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't Jim.
As Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I am Jim.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Wait, I want it one more time.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Too much
I'm putting
Jim.
the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
No! Bye, Jim! Aww. Can't be Jim anymore. Okay. He didn't tell me not to be Jim anymore. So. I am Jim now. Forever Jim. Only Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2.
That's
That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I mean, that's an option. For sure an option. Please, no screenshots. Office decorations, infinite hole. Wow, you've really done it. You've really done a lot. What's over here? You heard Jim in the game. I sure did.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes,
Sure.
yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, I haven't even finished the first floor. We gotta go back this way. Okay. Go this way.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration.
Get well
like
someday.
balloons.
Happy
But I'm
12th
undecided
birthday,
on
Stephanie's.
Get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday. For sure.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Wow! What a letdown! I'm leaving. Let me out. Let me out!
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my
Never
decision.
giving you my opinion. Ever again. The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Give me more.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah, but give me more!
Oh, well.
No!
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece,
No! Give me more fucking jumps. Narrator, piece of shit. Don't take this from me! Ugh. Ugh. Free and easy achievement. It can't be that simple. What? How? Free achievement. It's yours. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Okay.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I've been like, this whole expansion is a lie. The cake is a lie. Everything is a lie.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Lots of them. I have to go back this way. Not finished yet. The reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
How does it work?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal.
That was a really good landing.
Even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And
you're not going to give me the bucket?
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes.
Let me out.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on. Give it a try.
Give me the bucket. I love it. I never want to put it back.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
can I
must
walk with the
already
bucket?
be sweeping through your body.
Oh.
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
I like the noise.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
What's that?
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable.
My fuck it bucket. Ooh, I get to keep it? Oh, fuck yeah. Let's carry our fuck it bucket around.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Bow, bow, bow. Bada, bow. My cousin is decorating her house. Trying to decide on bins. Yeah, my fuck it bucket. I love it. I love it. Okay. The jump circle, infinite hole. The button that says the name of the player playing the game. No, we gotta go to the infinite hole. Which is this way? What is this? Can you find... Ooh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, I hate the hands. Yeah! It's so cute when you pick it up! Collect them all!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
No, I love that. Exit or the jump? No, I gotta go back up. Infinite hole. We gotta go up more. Settings, world champion, we can't get into. Is this, that's new? And then the infinite hole. Yeah, this is the epilogue. So then we gotta go to the infinite hole. I really like my bucket. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite enjoying my bucket. What is this? Oh, that's the balloon. Infinite hole. Opening. Go to infinity. Oh god, is that how far we're gonna drop?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever.
I don't know,
That's
Brett
right.
fell down a hole forever in the forest.
You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning
I think the forest did that.
Games as a medium.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I didn't mean to fall. Oh god, no!
You see, isn't it wonderful?
No!
One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
You know what this is?
Now, I don't mean
The
to be
noise is
a
called
bummer,
Shepherd's.
but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Shepherd's,
Do it on the sooner rather than
what?
later spectrum of things.
Shepherd's ball or shepherd? What is it? Shepherd's sound? Shepherd. I can't even focus because
Okay,
it.
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it?
Yeah,
a very,
the infinite
very
noise.
deep hole?
It's Shepherd's.
It certainly is.
Shepherd's sound.
It's an extremely
Shepherd's
deep
noise.
hole. I don't want anyone
you
to
sound
say
like you're
that
falling
it isn't
forever.
An astonishingly deep hole. It is.
Am I gonna
Is
fall?
It infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well,
I
good
hit
for
the
you. You
bottom.
found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there.
Are
I
there
think we both
cigarettes?
said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Mostly
If that
infinite.
works for you, then
Yeah.
go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
No, I feel like you should change the name. No, I'm not gonna go up. I feel like you should change the name. I didn't get to pick that with you. What if I just stay down here, huh? Meeting at 2. What does this one say? Every pause button is the Roman new. Oh, that is true. Every pause button is too. Never thought of it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 51, 52, 60, 61, 62, 64, 5, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73 cigarettes. That's an impressive number of cigarettes. Somebody was a big smoker. New mug. Mug was all the way down here and it didn't break. Huh? I think we're stuck down here.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, well. Go back up. Whatever you say, narrator. What's up here? Oh, we can't go up there. We got the achievement. We did the free achievement, the mostly infinite hole, the collectible. Free achievement. Fun, this is the player of the game, merch, settings, world champion. I can't get into that one. The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, office decorations, we did. Epilogue we did, collectibles we did, infinite hole we did, exit. E is exit. Is exit. We gotta turn around. Oh. Okay. Up. Oh.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. I did every single section. Ooh, this is kind of creepy looking. Kind of creepy, my friend. Purple? I don't know. I'll refund you if it doesn't work. My LED lights are in front of me instead of now because I'm like moving. Oh. I made them purple, but you can't see it very well, so I will refund you your points. I don't have a mod here who... Let's see if I can... Later. Let me refund. Only because... I can't... my setup yet. I am working on things. Do I have him on? Karma, are you still here? Poor guy. Yeah, I'm working on moving everything and doing a setup. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to set this room up. So it's kind of goofy. Hold on, let me. Yeah. Which is there you go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I have other lights that I want to set up too. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it facing this way or if I'm gonna put the desk here and face that way and then put the lights behind me. I'm still figuring out what setup I'm gonna do.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Me too.
Here it is.
I want everything to be put together. It will be by June.
Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, shit. Another collectible.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
No, there's a collectible. How do I get down there?
Arrangement. Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
I want the collectible.
Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
I like it.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
It
and
is.
I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, hold on. I'm still here. I just have to turn my fan on. I turned my air conditioner. Hold on. Okay. I turned my air conditioning off at the start of stream because I was like, oh, it's super cold in here. And then it got super fucking hot. Much better. This is great. I like this. All right, begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Not the skip button!
Stanley worked for a company in a big building
No,
where
the
he was
balloons!
employee number 427.
No!
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
They added music and everything.
Might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh boy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
This bastard.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Thank you again for the raid.
But
I
as he
appreciate
came
it.
to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right. Hi. Come here. You want candy? Is that why you're here? Here. Here. No, I got you a piece. Here. No, I got you. This is mine. This is yours. Here. No. You don't want that? This is what I'm eating. Yeah. A big chunk of caramel and chocolate. Okay. All gone. All gone. Love you. Love you. Ah, you're so cute. Hi. You gonna play with me? Are we gonna play the Stanley Parable together? Okay, we gotta do this. We gotta do the buttons in this. Like this. There. Okay. Use those buttons too. Right? Hi.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Happy 12th birthday to my step-niece. I bet that balloon actually exists somewhere. The bucket! Give me it.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yeah! My reassurance bucket. I don't want anything else now. I can go this whole game with reassurance bucket. My fuck it bucket. I am special.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Yeah.
and entered the door on his left.
Right, Nightmare. This hand, left. This hand, right. Pick one. Right. Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
You
But
pick.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No.
You picked.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay. My left hand is gonna be the meeting room. This will be the meeting room, and this will be the front room. Okay. Which one? Okay. Okay, we're going to the left. The left it is.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Alright. Are we going to the button? Or are we going straight forward? Are we going to the button? The button or straight forward? Straight forward? Okay. You got it.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Our warmth bucket. Yeah,
But
the broom
Stanley,
closet.
Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Oh,
you can
no.
feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I
No.
can really feel it now.
Don't take my
It's a
bucket.
It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's
Don't
supposed
take-
to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Don't take my bucket.
You, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
What if I put
know
it
how hard
here?
it must be. given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
No, not
that
my
your
friendship
relationship
with
is
the
purely
bucket.
superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner?
No.
Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it.
Fuck
really
you,
tell
broom.
the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Fuck you,
Expand
broom.
on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through
I
each
love
of
this
them
bucket.
point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they
This
have
bucket
changed and
shines brighter
evolved
than the
over
light of the
years.
sun.
Let him have it.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful bucket. I carry it along with me for all my adventures.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Sorry, I
Here
didn't
we
mean to
go.
scare you.
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more
I
discussion.
got a sticker.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all
Fuck
your
you, broom
meandering
closet.
philosophical
I have a
diatribes
sticker.
about the nature of cleaning
It's my
supplies and their
bucket.
relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah. I have a sticker for my bucket. You can't take it from me.
All right,
Fuck
I've got
you,
a second
Broomka.
sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is
Bucket sticker on
also
my
a bucket.
bucket.
That way, if you're ever unsure
Good
whether
night,
the thing
Lord.
you're
Thank you
holding
for
is
hanging
a
out.
bucket or
Sleep
not,
well.
you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, we didn't. Okay, yeah, we did. We'll walk upstairs. We'll go upstairs. That's fair. We'll do it. Upstairs to the boss. Okay. What is this room? Executive bathroom. Ooh, this is nice. Quite nice. Achievement!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
I
You
still
can't
feel good.
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley.
Yeah.
God knows I've tried.
Yeah.
So,
I still feel great.
implore you to savor each and every moment.
Why does the
you come
figurine look
across
like
one
he's
of these beautiful
constipated?
Figurines.
He looks really upset. To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to just pick one. Pick just one. You got a figurine? Yeah, I feel great. Feel really good about it. Alright, boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the
Thank you for the
dark
drink,
clouds
Commander.
of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
My
At
bucket!
this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I did.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2, 8, 4, 5.
But Stanley
Yeah!
guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I'm so smart!
Was it that the
Oh
bucket
shit.
knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly
Spaceship.
the most logical explanation.
It's gotta be the bucket. My fuck it bucket. Figurine!
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yeah!
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think
Stanlerines!
I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Yeah! I fucking love that. My fucking bucket and my Stanlerines. I feel great. Oh, not another elevator though. Not sure how we feel about this.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Of all things, a safety bucket is not the worst. Not the worst thing. Safety blanket, safety bucket. You can
Stanley
catch water.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Escape! Oh. There we go. Escape! Like
Although
escape.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, narrator. I don't know.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I don't know, narrator.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You can't kill my bucket. You gave me this bucket to be fearless, okay? You gave me the bucket to be fearless. You said there was always a bottom to these. Supposed to trust the bucket. Yeah. I believed in you, narrator. What have you done? Yeah, see, there's a bottom to these things. Oh. Oh. I don't like this narrator. Take me out.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, narrator. Did you stop it?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Second narrator?
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end.
Mommy?
As it was crushed violently to death.
Okay. I'm okay with this. Yes.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
You didn't kill my bucket.
It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Stop. Is my bucket dead? Am I dead? Welcome you to the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You're standing at the precipice, or I can't even fucking read. I can't even fucking read. Precipice. Ah, my eyes hurt so bad. Precipice? 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 Am I fucking saying that right? I can't read out loud. Of knowledge. You're standing at this place of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you've learned here out with you into the world? Will you accept it with an open mind? What may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you challenge the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in the ignorance and darkness? Yeah, I'm okay. Fuck. Please tell me this is a well. This is
Can
not a
you
well.
see how arrogant
It is a
was
well.
for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Wow.
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
The bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in life, having been deemed too dangerous or recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. I can't read out loud. 25 buckets. This is definitely more than 25. A photograph of 25 buckets. This is more than 25 buckets. Come on now. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. So many buckets. All of the buckets. Give me this bucket. Can I pick it up? Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with another for control over it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. Beautiful. So much for one bucket. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice these drawings and how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Why do I feel like Freedom fucking wrote this game? This is such a Freedom fucking thing to do. This whole fucking exhibit screams freedom.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh my god. What? It's like midnight for me. I cannot handle this right now. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. What? Grab the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
She really just did that. But wouldn't you crush the bucket too? God damn it. Oh my lord. Okay. Hello? I'm definitely going to raid there, because trying to read that, I realized how tired I was and my brain cannot function. It's so late. If you haven't already, join in on Discord. Follow my Instagram. I am making Instagram and it's interesting. I'm doing my best. So go follow me. I would love that. Copy paste the raid messages. And nope, that's not it. See, I literally can't even type right now. I'm so fucking tired. And I will be live again on Wednesday. I'm so tired. I'll be live again on Wednesday. We're gonna raid Sadie. I haven't had a chance to raid Sadie in a long time. Sadie is a big cutie, so we'll go say hello to Sadie. Yeah, come hang out. Discord, we're having a community day. So join in on Discord. We'll have a big community, like, hangout tomorrow. It's at 4 p.m. Central Time. It's free. Everybody can hang out. We're going to be dicking around in different rooms in VR chat, which you don't need VR for. It's a free Steam game. Be like making avatars and doing painting rooms and doing mazes and like fucking around. So come hang out with us. It's a free game. You don't need VR for it. It's just on Steam. Just need a computer. I'd love to hang out with you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Good night. I don't know.
I do an event.
Why can't I get through? I've unlocked this, sir.
Lucky you can get away with the shit happening here.
Oh, we gotta follow hack on. Thank you so much for the hype treat. Delicious food for your best buddy. Nom nom. Read the bottom corner of this sign right now. Read the bottom corner. Read the bottom corner of this sign right fucking now. But sussies. They did that. They really did that.
I don't want to be mod anymore. Kidding.
I can't fucking.
This is... Why do I play games with you?
Normally it's not this late. I had to find something else to stream. I know it's late. I know. That's my bad. Hi, Batman. Hi, Brad. Hi, Lord. Yeah, it's an early stream. What do you mean? It's early. If I'm late for this stream, but I'm starting earlier for my next scheduled stream, does that mean I'm early? Am I technically early? Is that how that works? Am I technically early? Hi, Free. Katsuna! Hey! I'm so happy you're here! How are you, Sweet Bean? Is that a new soda? I said that I was going to wear a bunny outfit today because we did the bits. So, hey, thank you for your sub! Thanks for Prime, too. You can use that anywhere and use it here. I appreciate you. Thanks, Sweet Bean. Yeah, I told you I would wear the bunny suit today. Because we reached our Biddy Bunny thing, so. Yay for Biddy onesie. I didn't do my hair, though. I just left my hair regular, because fuck it. Fuck it. I didn't decide to do anything with it. Yeah, you get the bunny in. You're great. How's your day been? Good to see you. Thank you for finally catching a stream. I appreciate it. Normally you'd be getting up for 3 hours and work. Oh, get some sleep! Don't stay up for me. Make sure you get sleep. Let me turn that bad boy down. Figured we would play Stanley Parable. D&D got canceled tonight. So you're gonna try to play Stanley Parable instead. I thought would be fun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did ruining everything. Clean your dumps. It's so messy. I was just trying to do that a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna take a minute. Okay. Hold on. We can do this. The bunny is gonna clean the desk. Okay, hold on. Grab like a bag. I have to put that there. This is the hair. This is there. Probably for the best. Thank you, Freedom. My desk is not normally this messy. It is, I'm lying. This is a pure lie. That's hair. That can go there. That can go there.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Listen, it's not normally this messy. It's pretty messy right now, though, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty messy. Hey, spicy snacks. This is supposed to be like a thing for subs. One day, when I get the courage to do it. I don't have the courage yet, though. Okay.
Save the game so you don't lose progress, you dumb shit.
New streaming equipment in 3 weeks' time. Why? Are you moving? Are you going somewhere? Are you like moving places or something? Why are you moving? What's happening? Why are you moving? Alright, I figured we would do Stanley Parable tonight. Which is weirdly put on this monitor instead of that monitor, so I'm weirdly gonna be looking here, which is that. So just bear with me. Sometimes let's game inside. I don't know how loud it is, so tell me if like it randomly sound though, it makes it bad. If it's too loud, then just okay. We'll want English subtitles probably. Have you played the Stanley? But yeah, we played it. We streamed Stanley Parable. Please adjust the slider so the computer is good. Why is there a brightness slider for Stanley Parable? Why? Your ears are bleeding. Listen! It hasn't even started yet. You need to move stuff from the other room to the bedroom because you don't have room for your streaming stuff. When are you gonna start? 3 weeks? Why are you waiting? Why don't you start now? And just move a little every single day so that you have time to get stuff done. Okay, we want the computer to be barely visible. I'd say that's good. Please enter the current time. Like 9:30 at night. No? 9:30 p.m. I'm gonna wait for it to hit exactly 9:30. That's like on the dot. Okay. We'll wait. We'll wait for it to hit 9:30. Just gonna stare at the clock. That's exact time. It's so quiet! I wish there was some noise! Okay. Oh, fuck me hard! Freedom! Thank you for noise! Thank you for the sub, I appreciate it. Wonder, enjoy your gift set! Oh, fuck, I confirmed the time. Thank you so much, I appreciate it! Wonder, enjoy your gift sub. If you haven't already, please take Freedom! I appreciate you, Freedom. Thank you, thank you. Sorry for no game. We got next weekend. We do. We do. It's no worries. No worries. We'll figure it out. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Thank you, Freedom. I appreciate it. You stay with your older sister now, but you come to your parents' place to help put together. Oh, that's okay. How is this sound right now? Too loud? Too quiet? You stay with your older sister now, but you come by the parents' place to help put for a few days, and then you come back. Oh, so you're like going back and forth? Is your streaming stuff at your parents' place or at your sister's place? Or do you just kind of like go back and forth? We have a place to sell promo in Discord too. I don't know if you're in our Discord yet or not. So when you do start streaming more and whatnot, you can post there when you go live too. Too quiet personally? Okay. How is that? It's just like quiet background noise currently too, so it might get louder. Like when we actually start playing. Sound okay? Let's start it and then see. see like where the sound is.
This is the story of a
There we
man
go.
named Stanley.
Yeah!
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yeah!
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what
We've
buttons
done
to
this!
push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day,
month, every
month
year.
of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Hi, Kish. How are you?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something
Thank
he
you,
would
Frida!
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
And he didn't
when
get any
realized
orders!
that not one single order had arrived
I
on the
fucking love
monitor
this
for
game.
him to follow.
Freedom, thank
No
you so
one had
much for
showed
gifting
up
us up to
give him
Kitsune.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say
So do we have to play
hi.
through the main game again?
Never in all his years at the company
Thank you.
had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself
How's your
unable
day,
to
Kish?
move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so we're starting over with the main game? Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Your stream is at your sister's place and they have more stuff for you than your stream at your parents' place. Oh, so you like bounce back and forth and stream at both? That's pretty fucking cool. I forget what the controls are. We've streamed this before.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
No, we
Perhaps he
didn't.
had simply missed a memo.
Where's the computer?
No matter how hard
Fuck
Stanley
yeah.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in
Yeah,
the
I
office,
did.
but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
You know what, narrator? We don't have to fight this time. We fought last time. Then pop a Why are you popping Tylenol? Is this a party? Party kid. Bring enough Tylenol for the class. Are you sharing? Your sister has bigger internet and room for you. Oh, internet is very important. Hardwiring is really important too. If you can stream at your parents' house or whatever and you can get hardwired internet, that'd be good. Because even hardwired on shitty internet is better than not hardwired at all. Pew pew! There's 4 computers. I remember that. Solitaire! Oh, let's get to the solitaire room. I hate Mondays. That's actually, there's a, if anybody likes serial killer shit, I'm not gonna get into it on stream because it's not TOS. But I can't believe they put that in this game. I hate Mondays, I know it's like a saying that we all use and whatnot, but it's actually like a big, it's also a big thing too. A big, like, interesting case. Yeah, it's a Boomtown Rat song. And the song is referring to a mass murder. Yeah, of a school shooting. Bad case of the Mondays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I had to actually think about that. Yeah, I still remember that. I was like, ooh. So the fact that they put that on a mug and put it in the game is like, it's kind of shocking. It's really heartbreaking too if you look at the mental health aspect of like the people involved of the whole thing. Webcams, cameras, and desks. Your parents don't have those. If anybody ever wants to talk about, that's the other. Okay, so I know I keep like shoving you to Discord, and I don't mean to keep doing that, but if anybody ever has questions too about like streaming gear or like places to pick up streaming gear or things like that, I'm really big on like being able to find cheap gear or like pick up cheap stuff or like chat about stuff like that. And Kitsune, if you have streaming setups in 2 different places, and it's hard for you to be able to do that, and one of your places like doesn't, sorry, like something break me out. And one of your places doesn't have as decent of a setup as the other place that you have, and you don't have like the cameras, the desks, the webcams, things like that, and you ever are looking for like good deals, we have a section in our Discord for like sales, but we also have a section for like tech and stream help. A lot of my setup is cheap shit that I found on the internet.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
Narrator!
This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Fucking guy, man. But yeah, if you're ever looking for like cheap shit, like the lights, even the lights that I use right now, like as much as I want like the fancy flat Elgato lights and whatnot that like fancy streamers have, these ones are $10 on Amazon. Or like a lot of the webcams and cameras and things like that. It took me a long time to upgrade to the Logitech one I have right now, but there's cheap shit that you can get on Amazon or some other gaming places. I use couponing shit like crazy to find cheaper shit. There's lots of different ways to get gear. That even if it's not like your ideal gear for your ideal setup for the one place, it'll help you find some shit for at least the other place for now. Or like, I was just telling Tom the other day, this thing, move the mic around to attach it to your desk. You can get them up for $10 on Amazon. Just random shit like that. And the phrase going postal. Yeah. Yes, I know. There's a lot of stuff from like mass shootings and other things that a lot of people don't think about. You'll stop mentioning mass shooting. I know, I was like, do I talk about that on my stream? I don't know if I should do that. You said the door on the left. I always take the door on the right. I'll take the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting
narrator.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
You get really mad at me when I do this.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I know. You always get mad at me when I do this. So, this is the deluxe version. So, I wonder if it just, like, starts off as the regular game. A folder!
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
I never noticed that
first. It had
first.
really been worth the detour after all. Just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed
C20 is usually a decent price in
Stanley
solid webcam. Yeah.
stood here, drinking
C20 or C22. I used to have a C922, I think was the old one I had. I either had a 920 or 922.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room.
Yes, it's beautiful.
So
it's a beautiful room.
Captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
what's on the machine?
Here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
We can't read
really
it.
Really worth it.
It's beautiful, narrator. I mean, I don't know if I want to leave. What time is it, huh?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
What if I don't want to leave, narrator?
That this is why everyone left.
I kind of just want to stare at the clock. It had me enter my time, and it never had me do that before, so I wonder if it has to do with something with, like,
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it has to do with it reaching, like, 9:30 or something on the actual clock, if it was gonna, like, do something, but now that he says that I'm waiting for a message, I'm not sure. You want a gaming desk under 200 okay, if you want a gaming desk under 200, let me hit you with something.
But at last he'd had enough of the amazing
let me
room
hit you
and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Go build your own. Best decision I've ever made in my life. I built this. No nails, no nothing. What? To attach it. I can move it when I move apartments. It'll be the easiest thing I move. I built my own. Yeah. So I went to IKEA and I bought Alex drawers They're Alex drawers. If you just look up Alex drawers, that's what these are. These little, you can't really see it right now, but they're like, you just look up IKEA Alex drawers. They're like perfect. They're like a 1.5 feet or a foot maybe drawers. It's a really modern looking like filing cabinet. It's the best way I can describe it. I don't know. And I bought 2 of them, and then I put those together, and then I went to Menards. I went all over and looked for like Lowe's and Menards and like Flea Farm and like a bunch of other places that had like countertops, and Menards just had the best deal. But look all around you. Check IKEA, check like Menards, check like any kind of place that sells wood, and buy a countertop. This is just a kitchen countertop. It's a shitty kitchen countertop. It was cheap. So the drawers were like, I want to say like $50 each or something. And then the countertop was another like $50. The drawers might have been 60 or 65. And then the countertop was like 40. I don't know exactly how much everything was together, but it depends how long you want it to. But like this is a little over 6 feet, or maybe it is exactly 6 feet. You can get it however long you want though. My cousin did the exact same thing, and she got like a butcher block kind of counter, and hers is 8 feet long, sitting on 2 Alex drawers. Mine is just a looped countertop that is like made to look like fake marble, and it's like sparkly. But you can get whatever kind of countertop you want. And the nice part about this is like, I can get it wet on accident. This one is like a cheap one that was on clearance. And so I might start putting stickers on it that people send me or that I find, and just cover the top in stickers. And then if anything goes wrong with it, or if anything like happens to it, I can literally just take the countertop off and buy another cheap countertop. Or if I move down the line and I'm like, oh cool, I get a really good deal on like butcher block or something like that, I can put that on there instead. Like I can change this countertop whenever I want to another piece of countertop. I could have a bunch of different kinds of countertops if I want. Three-piece desk with a detachable top. Exactly. And the bottom pieces are just drawers. Like they're just Alex drawers. So you can store a bunch of stuff. And I mean, the drawers are decent size. Like one of them down here is storing like pop figures and like headphones and stuff like that. Like they have decent stuff in them. And yeah, you don't have to like screw anything. Like you have to screw the drawers together, but they come with everything you need. Like they come with the tools and everything like that you need. Palermo, thank you so much for the raid. Give me just 1 second. Raiders, let me finish what I was saying really quick. You can store anything you need in the drawers, and then if you don't want the countertop to like move, then you put like yoga mat or whatever you want in between them, or you can raise it up, or you can put like the bottom of the Alex drawers have a place where you can put wheels if you want it to like roll. You can do whatever kind of things you want, but it's really nice, really good. Ace, hi, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hi, Jer. How are you? Palermo, you sweet bean. Hold on. How are you doing? Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Let me give a shout out. I don't think I have any mods here currently. Time to read my eggs. Yeah. You're missing out, Palermo. Hi, Raiders. My name is Evie. I'm a variety streamer. I stream Wednesdays through Saturdays, and if you can dream it, I will stream it. I stream from PC, console, retro, IRL, ASMR, art, and pretty much anything in between. If you want to leave me a suggestion, please feel free to do so in my Discord. Right now we're playing the Stanley Parable Deluxe version that was gifted to me by Sweet Bean Obtuse. And we're just doing a run-through of this. Our D&D game was canceled tonight, so we're just kind of like chilling and hanging out. We're talking about building desks currently. I do play Dying Light 2 throughout the week on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Thursdays and Fridays I play Elden Ring as well. Yeah, welcome in. Hello. Hi. Make yourself at home.
Stanley was so bad at following directions. It's
How was your
incredible
stream?
he wasn't fired years ago.
Hello. You were streaming for a long time, Palermo. A long day for you. Did the door just close? Yeah, it did. I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. Not a good place for a coffee mug. Number one. Number one what? Number one what? I'll never know. I want to crouch so bad. There's no crouching. Number one. Is it Dad? I think it's Dad. I want to say it's Dad. I see a D. I want to jump. Sorry.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I'm sorry.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
F's in the chat for Stanley. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
We
to
gotta
go
turn
to
off the
meeting room.
computers.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You join the Discord? Heck yeah. Welcome in. If anybody has Instagram too, I just made an Instagram. If anybody wants to follow or show me how to use that. I'm still learning every day. I learned how to make a story. So I did make a story today. It's !Insta.
When Stanley came to a set of
All
two
right,
open
I
doors,
guess I
this
go to
was
two
not the
open
correct way
doors.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes,
Perhaps
sir.
he wanted to stop by the employee
I wanna
lounge
get in that
first,
room.
just to admire it.
Hi Stoner, how's your night?
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business,
Wow,
Stanley took
this
the
room.
first open door on his left.
All right, we'll go in this room.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oops, sorry. We're going down. I don't actually remember this part. I remember
But
this
Stanley
elevator
didn't
being
want
here.
to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
I don't think I want it. No, I'm gonna go here.
It's, left.
Left. Left. Okay. Can I go back right? What happens if I go back? Oh, I can't go back up. No.
Oh, no.
Whoa, shit.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Sorry. Go right. We'll go right.
No, not the right.
Sir.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was
Finish
I
with Dark Souls
thinking?
1? Hell yeah.
It's
How far did
clearly-
you get?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
No. I'm gonna click all the things while you click all the things.
Let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right.
Got an achievement. You can't
okay,
jump.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely
And I got another
definitely
achievement called Get
this
Your First
way.
Achievement. Heck yeah. Ooh, there's a car. Ooh. Okay, this does not look safe. Eat the tourist demon. Okay, you're making progress. Ooh.
No. This isn't right.
I don't
at
think
all.
I'm
You're not
supposed to be in here.
Yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Oh, that employee was fired.
Oh,
There's only one employee that's been fired this whole
it's all
time. I wonder what he
rubbish
did.
now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off
Oh
track.
no, that guy was fired too.
Okay, from the
Two
top.
fired employees. All right. Ugh, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's gotta be extra
Stanley
endings.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I bet they were just casually. Can you imagine being like this guy watching porn and there's like giant windows behind him? Also, how awkward to have like huge ass windows to nowhere behind you. Imagine making these office buildings. Like, what is this? Who designed this? And then there's this guy who just happened to be like the one guy who works in this hallway. These people just chilling. Ooh, we forgot that one. These people just chilling. And then there's this one guy who just gets stuck here, being the hallway man. How unfortunate.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
There is no open doors.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
I don't think
Or did something
we broke it.
change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere?
I didn't.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
If you I would simply die.
It's an adventure.
Ooh.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I want to go this way. I've never done this before. This is new. This has never happened to me. Cheers. Okay. I kind of like this awkward thing here. Can I go around? Look at. I like that. This screams like Forbidden Pathway to me.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
No.
Do we need to restart the game again?
Don't you dare.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
I like
it's gotta
this.
Be better than this.
No.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
No,
Why
don't.
not?
I was almost. I liked that.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I liked being able to explore.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What is the back rooms, by the way? Can somebody tell me? Am I missing some weird conspiracy thing? Because I'm normally a conspiracy nut, but I think I've missed one. And I'm watching TikTok. I don't know if it's like weird child conspiracy talk or something. But I keep seeing, like, it's popping up all over my TikTok now. People, like, going to the back room. But it's like weird empty office buildings. Oh, shit.
I might be remembering
what did I do?
this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I'm like, I just crawled out of bed pretty much. Put on this onesie. Hanging out. Bedhead. Underneath. Normally curl my hair and try to look nice, but not today. What is happening?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
I actually don't remember this.
Let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, shit.
Now
oh, no.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
This looks awful.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Hey!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Hey!
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Don't take my win away!
And this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
I got a win! And then it was taken from me. I did work for it. I did. I made choices. And choices for me are not easy. I did all of that work, and then it was taken from me. The Backrooms is a creepypasta. Any place with a weird, threatening aura can be considered the Backrooms. Where did it come from?
All right.
Oh, shit.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
We have a line. What if I just walk just outside the line? I feel like I'm too sober for this line. You know, ooh, solitaire. No, simply because I cannot beat the solitaire game with the line there, I'm not going to follow it. Now Evie can finally find her destination.
I'm done. We're living
no.
up to the line from now on.
How are you, Parmy? No. I don't want to go to the line. He's making me. I want to go anywhere but the line. Please. Take me away. Door. Oh, shit. I think we have to go to the line. I don't like it, though. A giant line to tell me where to go. I mean, technically I follow a GPS when I drive. I don't know where I'm going.
The line knows
Does that
where
count?
the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I'm here.
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
That's very
Hang
deep.
on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Now you got me
You know
off
what?
the line.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, I'd like that. I don't know if I like that's very loud, narrator. It's so loud. It's so loud. Yeah. Yeah. It's my BRB screen. Look it. I'm pointing to it. Easter eggs. Oh. It's like another dimension. It sounds like the IKEA. You know what IKEA I'm talking about? This is so fucking loud. You know the IKEA? Like the IKEA you get lost in? I feel like I have to yell. The IKEA!
Cut the music.
Thank
Go
you.
back and look at that fern.
This fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
IKEA. The creepypasta about the IKEA you get stuck in? Is this like the Zoomers IKEA? Now they've called it the back rooms. Can we just keep it as the IKEA? It was so much better when it was an IKEA. Have they just removed everything from inside of it and now it's just called the back rooms? That's what it sounds like to me. Okay. We're studying the fern. Quite a lovely fern. Got some grass in there. Yeah, I told you, my whole BRB screen, if you don't know, is games that we have played in the past. And little Easter eggs from them. Like the cake is a lie, man. I'll point them out to you sometimes. Occasionally. But not always. So if I ever go BRB, just take a gander. See which ones you can pick out. Okay, it's got like 3 little things in the front that come down. 2 leaves over here, a couple leaves over here. I feel like this fern... Oh, it kind of breathes a little bit, right? Shakes. I don't really think this fern is going to be that important. Can't be. Got like a one that sticks up that's kind of like missing a couple leaves. Alright, I feel confident about this fern. Pretty confident. Alright.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Well, I mean, you put me here.
No.
Your
Lion,
fault.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Yeah?
Is any of this ringing a bell?
You put me here. This is your doing, not my doing. I'm just following the line you gave me, sir. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, not again. Lion,
You
how
did
could you have
this.
done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
We're back.
Oh, I can't
in
take
this
this
room.
anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
We did all this work for nothing. Hey. Very organized of you. Never. Oh, I need my claws back. Look at. How do I open things when I have no fingernails? With my. I can't even open shit with my teeth. Ugh. Such a baby. I got it. Like, can't even open a container designed for babies. Alright. I'm gonna carefully line my baby foods out of my desk. Okay. Like an ominous one. How come this... Oh, it is the same. This guy's job literally to sharpen pencil? I would go insane. How can you be a number one dad when the other guy's a number one dad?
Adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting,
I agree.
daring, mysterious.
Okay.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What? Oh. Okay.
Now,
Let's do it.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
I think
What
we're
do you
going in
want our
circles,
story to
narrated.
be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Tigers.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Tigers. Tigers in the forest.
Oh,
This is not
no,
tigers.
You again.
This is not
Stanley,
tigers.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Yeah.
No lines or monitor rooms.
I don't like
Just
lines.
don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
This is not a straight line. This is relatively goofy. I quite like these skylights. I'm a big fan. Like to have them in all offices. Ooh, this is a circle room.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Yeah, I like
How
it.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
What if I go
which means that
counterclockwise?
somewhere, the place where we're trying
this clockwise
to
or
go,
counterclockwise?
there must be a
Wait.
reverse door.
How much?
that
What
leads
way
here.
does the?
And
I can't
that
focus.
in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the
It's
answer
really
is
bothering me. I don't know
yes,
which way is
then by
clockwise
all
or
accounts,
counterclockwise,
the
but I can't
door
figure it
on
out
the
with him
right is
talking
the
to me.
correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
I don't know what he said, and I still don't know the answer to my question. But he said, "Come on, let's go," and I'm here for it. Okay, narrator, whatever you say.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're
What?
telling me that's what this is?
It's
all
such an
one
accurate
giant ending?
ending.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, 8 8 times?
He knows I'm confused.
That's
It's
really
stressed
how
out.
all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
No!
Am I just supposed to forget?
Oh.
Now, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Return to the monitor room,
Wall.
4th restart.
Well,
What's
who
unexplored
consulted
territory?
me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
Ooh.
Is it really?
Forgets
No,
the
it
previous
can't be.
restart.
I don't want it to
Find
be.
the line again.
I don't want the game to keep
Attempt to
restarting.
make up a story
I don't
here.
want to forget what's going on.
This is
I don't want
our
to be
story
trapped like this.
narrator.
I won't restart the game. I
Good.
won't do it. I
Good.
won't do it. I won't
Don't
do
do it. Don't do it.
And the timer
Okay, well,
stopped. Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
I think your
whatever it is that made this schedule.
existence based
How
on
would
this
we
game.
even know?
I think you
Will
answered your
someone
question.
come for us? Will something happen?
No. But maybe you'll stop
So-
existing.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
How do
Well,
you
in the
ever know?
meantime, if you
I was about to have a deep thought. I was about to have a deep thought about how I was gonna be like, how do you ever know if you're, and when people say it's about the journey and not the destination or whatever, how do you ever know if you're in the destination if you're constantly in the journey, and life is always a journey and you're never really on the journey until you're dead? And like I was like, my brain was started to have that like train, and then the fucking train went and that scared the shit out of me, because then it was like my brain was like boom. Completely scared me out of my whole train of thought. That was a lot. All right. Perhaps I just need to do that.
all of his co-workers were gone, what could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Fine.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It was overwhelming. Okay. We're good. We're fine. Another input. Don't look at me like that. It's a good thought. It's a good thought process.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor
Deep
did
thoughts.
it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do you want to go on the left or the right? Let's go on the right. Or the left. This is left. We're doing good so far.
Yet
Break
there was
room.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is the same type of stuff from the first game. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Talk about it passive aggressively with oh shit. Using slides to reassure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the I can't read that fast. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Well, thanks. I want to be this number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, and slides. That's fair. To do. Synergize. Core value. And wait. Does any of this actually make any sense? Graphs about things and money. What did you scribble out? Happy feelings? Violet James, you are fired. Jesus. Oh no. Profits, profits, profits. A lot of percent. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap? Jesus. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Right? Valid. Space between the teenagers. Okay. All valid. Very valid. What did we cross out? I thought this was bingo. It's definitely not bingo. It's a schedule. Do not alter with consulting whiteboard manager. Not alter without. Process inspection. Weekly review. Yeah, none of this is bad. Get the broom out of the broom closet. Fire the paper guy? Hire somebody to fire the paper guy. Oh no. Oh. Poor paper guy. Oh shit, here's the broom closet. Maybe they just need the broom out of the broom
Stanley
closet.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
They
so
never
he
got the
turned
broom.
around and got back on track.
They never got the broom out of the broom closet. Just gonna sit in the broom closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
There's a couple wrenches. I don't know what that thing is. The thing looks interesting.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom
Three
closet.
rolls of duct tape.
He wasn't even doing anything. At
I'm
least if
counting
there
the
was something
things.
to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I mean, did he just say sweet fuck all? Honestly...
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I'm confused.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Well, because you have a broom, but you have this whole thing, but you don't have a mop, so I'm just trying to figure out what...
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yeah.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Well,
It
yeah.
didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I can close the door and keep me in the broom closet. There's no mop? There's just the shit in your broom closet? It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I'm gonna sit in the
Stanley
broom
was
closet.
fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
He really,
All right.
he's really
When you've
doing
done
it.
that, just step out into the hallway.
No. I don't want to. What if I don't? What if I just sit in the broom closet? Will he make me? Will he just stop talking? I can't believe he called me fat and ugly. Or said I liked drugs. That was so mean. What if I step out?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
What if I step out? And then step back in? I could sit in here all day. I love the broom closet. Fantastic. Okay, narrator. Yes, we'll go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Really like the look of downstairs, I'm not gonna lie. This looks spooky. Fire hose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Lots of spills.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
It's the
Were they
same
simply
room.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange.
And now
This
it's
can't
yellow.
be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh no.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Space!
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Aw,
How was he
yeah.
remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Breaking the
I'm
fourth
dreaming
wall.
about a voice describing me,
I like this
thinking
music.
about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
Stanley is going
if he could just...
insane.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Oh no.
That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress
Oh,
on his
my
back,
eyes are so dry.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
It's like some weird
I am
mantra.
normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh no.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Since when the fuck am I a woman?
Dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
What?
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
She only stared at us for a minute! And then ran away. That bitch. Didn't even call for help. Wow. Mariella.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And back at the
Stanley
office.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. Memo it is. I haven't played this in so fucking long. New content. Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I love it. Let's figure it out. Ooh. Ooh. Like a roller coaster.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ooh, okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I'm so excited.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay, okay, narrator. This is me and you.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
That's gotta be narrator.
Holy shit!
What's going on here?
We'll always love you! I can't believe you did this to me, goddammit!
I love you too, Anonymous.
It's on to the new content.
I love you too.
I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Thank you. I'm excited. New content. Let's go. Let's go.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content.
Yep.
Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's go, Stanley. Jump circle.
All right, let's see it.
Can we jump?
The jump circle?
Shut the fuck up. I can jump? New content? Oh, I can jump!
Oh, nothingness. Blech! Heaven preserve us from that. But